Alright, what's your red flag for a guy?
A men's rights activist.
A men's rights activist. Oh, bitch, you should not have said that. Hold on, I gotta call my boy Andrew Tate. Hold on a second.
In the world of stand-up comedy, few things are as challenging or as rewarding as handling an unruly heckler. Among the pantheon of disruptive audience members, the Karen stands out, a colloquial archetype for the self-entitled, overly critical, and often downright rude spectator who believes a comedian's stage is her personal soapbox. Whether she's interrupting mid-joke, demanding attention with unsolicited commentary, or lecturing the comic on social issues, a Karen can throw any routine off balance. In the following highlights, we revisit the most spectacular live moments when comedians confronted and utterly destroyed Karens in their midst. From clever crowd work that exposes hypocrisy to swift punchlines that cut to the bone, these instances showcase how stand-up's finest transform interruptions into show-stopping triumphs. Turn down the lights, take your seats, and prepare to witness the definitive masterclass in heckler annihilation. But before we start, comment down below if you know any other comedian's mic drop moment that blew your mind. Matt Rife's improv set took an unexpected turn when a self-styled men's rights activist began railing against male behavior from her seat.
Alright, what's your red flag for a guy?
A men's rights activist.
A men's rights activist. Oh, you should not have said that. Hold on, I gotta call my boy Andrew Tate. Hold on a second.
What started as someone shouting misogyny quickly exposed her own blind spots. She had met a man on a dating app, gone out for drinks, but never for dinner, and yet felt entitled to lecture an entire gender. Rife methodically deconstructed her contradictions, pointing out how her selective indignation hurt the very people she claimed to champion.
So you dated a guy before who was a men's activist?
On a date, he went to Stephen Colbert.
You went on a date, he went and saw Stephen Colbert.
He was on Stephen Colbert.
He was on Stephen Colbert.
As a men's rights activist.
As a men's rights activist. You fucked Jordan Peterson? You fucked no one?
I stopped at Tinder.
You went on Tinder. But did you go on an in-person date with him? You did? Did he pay for dinner? He paid for drinks. Did you get dinner? But he paid for the drinks?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
As she trotted out sobering statistics about men dying younger and higher male suicide rates, he gently but firmly reminded her that her real-time tirade was making his life miserable.
You know that men die younger than women?
Do I know that men die younger than women? I mean, if this conversation goes on any longer, I'm gonna kill myself.
It's a red flag.
When she pressed on, he delivered a knockout line asserting that both men and women faced hardships, and that her narrow focus was doing nobody any favors.
Okay, so all in all, he said women live longer than men because women have an easier life than men. This is gonna be funny, this is so gonna ruin the show. God damn it. Men do work more dangerous jobs. That's the real thing. More men commit suicide, more men are a breaking point. Sit down right now, I swear to God. Oh my God. Because I know one who ain't gonna live that long. She's been so one time. I love how you think men don't have a hard life and you making mine miserable right now. Neither of we both have fucking very hard lives. I love either side of that. Both of them are very fucking.
In one swift, razor-sharp exchange, Rife transformed a one-sided heckle into a lesson on hypocrisy, leaving the audience roaring and the heckler speechless. During a West End performance, Jimmy Carr's precise clinical routine was halted by a woman who claimed she'd misheard his snakebite reference.
I love swearing. I've always gone, oh, you're right, sorry, what was that? I missed a bit of chat. Hi. Sorry, it's not the telly. If you talk, I can hear. Now you're looking pissed off. You're thinking, I didn't press the red button, it's gone all interactive. What were you saying? Go on, say it. You thought... You just said, I thought you were talking about snake bite the drink. Yeah.
Instead of brusquely dismissing her, Carr seized on the moment to illustrate the two-part structure of every joke. The setup that invites a flawed assumption, and the punchline that forcefully overturns it.
What happened was... Okay, in a joke is like two stories, yeah? And the first story makes you make an assumption about something. So the assumption people made about snake bite in that joke was that it was a snake biting you. That's the setup of the joke. So you made the assumption he's talking about a snake biting someone.
He broke down how her interpretation was entirely predictable, then revealed that the real story lay hidden beneath the audience's initial expectations.
In the second part of the joke, often known as the punchline, what you'll find is that rug will be whipped from under you, and you'll realise that the assumption you made was erroneous. Suddenly revealing a fact that was previously concealed is the nature of all one-liners, by the way. So in essence, I was talking about both snake bites, the thing that happens when a snake bites you, and also the drink. No problem at all, it's lovely to help.
By dissecting the mechanics of humor in front of dozens of onlookers, he exposed her confusion as an example of his own craft. To cap it off, he quipped that one of his past charity gigs had funded the minibus that brought her. Money not wasted, he noted wryly.
Actually, it's nice to have you here this evening, because I think one of the charity gigs I did helped pay for the minibus that brought you here. Nice to see that money wasn't wasted. Oh, bless her little heart. What are you making of the rest of the show? Are you just enjoying the spangly thing?
The woman left amid applause, having just been schooled in comedy fundamentals by one of its masters. In 2006, Bill Burr faced a notoriously hostile Philadelphia crowd that had booed every preceding act. Rather than capitulate, he launched into an unrelenting 12-minute tirade that roasted the city's sports worship, culinary culture, and regional stereotypes.
11 minutes left. 11 minutes. I hope somebody takes a fucking beer stein and just slaps you on the back of your zit-infested fucking shoulders and your awful man-tit tank tops. I hope that happens to you. I hope the glass fucking digs into your fucking shoulder blade, and then I see you afterwards. Hey, how's it going? Enjoy the fucking show. That's great. And I grab you by the fucking hair, but you don't have any. Standing backstage for 3 hours to get booed by this GED fucking stupid ass piece of shit fucking crowd. 7 minutes left. 7 motherfucking minutes left. And I'm doing all fucking 7.
He derided Rocky Balboa's fictional legacy, mocked cheesesteak fervor, and even wished that Eagles fans never see a Super Bowl victory.
Bunch of fucking losers. Fucking Rocky is your hero. The whole pride of your city is built around a fucking guy who doesn't even exist. What's that, sir? What do you have to say, sir? Never passed the 8th grade. What brilliant are you gonna fucking tell me, huh? Go back to the dock and go unload some shit. You fucking warehouse working, weed smoking, disappointment for your mother.
By the end of his set, the jeers had melted into laughter, cheers, and standing ovations.
Time. You guys were here, man. Thank you very much. All of you go f yourselves in your own app. Have a good night.
Burr didn't just respond to hostility, he weaponized it, turning adversity into comedic triumph. His legendary rant remains a blueprint for how to dismantle a heckling audience. Meet aggression with fearless wit and unwavering confidence. Australian comic Isaac Butterfield once encountered a woman he recognized from a previous show. A heckler so notorious, her departure had been celebrated by the crowd.
1 year to the day since I did my last show. Shut your mouth, woman. I remember you. How do I remember you? Where do I know you from?
What was your name again? Kim. No, I'm just gonna write down Kim's name. Kim the I've seen you before. You look different without cum on your face.
When she reappeared, demanding attention, Butterfield paused and recounted their last meeting in vivid detail. How she'd made herself the butt of every joke before being escorted out. By reminding her of her own exit and the audience's relief, he stripped her of any shock value.
Kim, I remember we had quite a weird interaction. You made an absolute of yourself. Everyone in the room hated you. You left. We thought you perished. We celebrated, and yet your return has come. Kim, what are you doing, babe? I'm in your neck of the woods. You don't have a neck, Kim. What?
His deadpan delivery and matter-of-fact recap paid no mind to her protests, instead forcing her to relive her own disruption before her peers.
That's not nice, I know.
Butterfield's deft handling showed that sometimes the most effective roast is a reminder of past failures. During a sold-out show, YouTuber-turned-comedian Cody was repeatedly disturbed by a woman in the front row engaged in constant texting and side conversations. After several polite warnings, Cody halted his routine to deliver a succinct, withering assessment. No one was interested in her play-by-play, and the only thing she was good at distracting was herself. He quipped that while her friend might have been more entertaining, nobody would be taking her home, driving home a blistering critique of both her behavior and social prospects. When she tried to argue back, he noted her lack of engagement and offered a final ultimatum.
Your friend is so much more fun than you, it's insane.
Take her home.
Take her home. No one's gonna take you home. That's the problem. As long as your manners are missing, so will the wedding ring be. Has you done that? I can tell. You sound divorced.
This for 30 years, been there, done that.
People just trying to forget that we have a pandemic for an hour and a half. We only got some Karen. Calm down, guys. You're not Karen? What's your name? Gigi?
Laugh or leave, the bemused audience erupted in cheers as she slunk away, underscoring that a single well-placed line can do more damage than any broadside. Comedian Drew Lynch found himself sharing the stage with a visibly inebriated woman who volleyed nonsensical heckles throughout his set. Instead of losing his cool, Lynch praised her facial awareness and teased her for treating a comedy show like a barroom conversation.
How are you, my lady? Great, yeah, of course. Are you heading out? That's the most interesting answer to a question I've ever heard. I said, are you heading out? And she goes, I'm here. She knew exactly where she was. She wasn't over there. She wasn't anywhere. She was right here.
He noted her family's horror, surely they were embarrassed, and reminded her that she was not actually part of the performance.
No, I guess I just mean you're standing. Are you letting some gas go and then you're gonna I would say she's not the best at answering my questions. Maybe you ask.
The audience, growing increasingly frustrated, finally intervened and escorted her out, but not before Lynch had expertly highlighted every absurd interruption.
What, are you trying to get me to buy your kids? Why are you doing that? What? Look how. Hey, Caroline, your kids are so embarrassed. Please sit down. Trust me, I think you're hilarious, and so does Dan. But the rest of the crowd is very upset, especially your family. I see their faces. They're like, you're not our mom. I don't know if you could be disowned the other way, but you're about to be. You're gonna be the first mom who's gonna get disowned. You're like, you're not in the family. I was received from a different.
His calm collection of quick jabs showcased how, even with the most unruly heckler, the right mix of humor and patience can restore order. At one of his shows, Sugar Sammy was confronted by a woman earnestly offering unsolicited psychological advice to the audience. Initially indulging her, only to be met with rambling monologues, he eventually cut her off with a terse reminder: this was comedy, not therapy.
You work and you smile. And my coffee's not right. So people yell at you? They all get mad at you like that? Okay. Hey, this is comedy, not therapy.
His swift pivot from polite engagement to curt dismissal underlined the importance of boundaries on stage.
Oh, she's continuing. Hold on. What happened to you? Is this your lady? Yeah. Look at it. Look how he said it, all apologetic. I'm sorry.
When she switched languages mid-rant and declared her own brilliance,
You're a big fan of mine. Thanks so much. Oh, okay, we're gonna switch to French? Okay. 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 You're crazy. No, you're like you haven't been diagnosed yet, but you should go get diagnosed. Look, he's like, say again? You have no idea? No, I can tell, dude. I've been up here for 5 minutes. I don't know how you have sex with this woman. I've been up here for 5 minutes listening to this shit.
Sammy's final "this is not therapy" line crystallized her travesty and let her know precisely where she did or didn't belong. During a late-night club gig, Akash Singh endured a woman's loud denunciations of public health measures and vaccine boosters.
Darna, I do think it helped stop the spread and make things normal, but boosters? Shut up. Can you let me get to the fucking joke?
She claimed she was so drunk at 7:30 p.m. that she still felt qualified to argue epidemiology. Singh seized the moment to spotlight her privilege.
Talking about don't make sense. Who's to make sense? You're this drunk at 7:30, and you think they got the problem?
Her ability to drink out comfortably while lecturing, then quizzed her on her employment and income before asking if she'd like to donate part of it to his show's bar tab.
It's a weeknight, dog. You ain't got no job to add. The answer to that. You probably do have more money than me. Anyway.
With each pointed question, he peeled away her sanctimony.
Yeah. I gotta be the Caesar Milan out here.
Leaving the audience delighted as she finally conceded and fell silent. In a bold display of crowd work bravado, Matt Rife faced a woman who'd wheeled herself to the front with her husband, intending to heckle him about his material. Rife didn't shy away from her disability.
How old are the kids?
18. They're transgender.
They're trans? You have a trans child? Now boy or girl?
Girl.
Now a girl. Nice. Can I ask her name?
Amy.
Amy! Can I ask the dead name?
Dylan.
Dylan. Amy's better.
Yeah.
Ask what? You were explaining. Oh, first of all, am I getting heckled by in a wheelchair right now? All right. This ain't gonna be no walk in the park.
Instead, he joked about her wheelchair ramp experience, queried her membership in a swingers club, and compared her to Professor X with affectionate irreverence.
What's your name? Amy. You didn't say she was a transformer.
He questioned her dating life, asked whether she got discounted admission, and riffed on her family's reaction to her obsession.
Who are you here with, Amy? Husband? You're swingers? Have I ever had a threesome? No, but I've had a 2.5-some. I can't believe you like to swing. It's mostly in the legs. Have you ever been to a club? No, never been invited. You guys go to one? Really? They have ramps and shit? What's the initiation fee? Single guys are more, couples are less. I like that you guys get a discount. Did she get half off?
Despite the risk, Reif's rapid-fire wit demonstrated that a heckler's physical condition is no shield against incisive roast.
Or like masks and stuff, or like everyone just goes in as is. Oh, that's not as fun. Everybody should dress up. You do sometimes? What do you go as? Professor Xavier?
Provided the humor is grounded in genuine absurdity, not malice. Matt Rife's battles extend beyond the stage. After tweeting about the absurdity of airlines forcing cabin luggage checks, he was swamped with irate replies.
Basically, all I tweeted was just stating that I thought this was a ridiculous rule for her to threaten to check my bag and add this very inconvenient process to my very quick in and out trip when it wasn't affecting anybody or anything. Hundreds on hundreds on hundreds of strangers start filling my timeline with the angriest tweets, furious at my stance on the situation.
One woman in particular flooded his mentions with accusations of body shaming and demands to cancel him. Rather than block her, he publicly admonished her for hogging 2 seats and reminded her that if she hadn't occupied so much space, he could have stowed his bag in peace.
Say whatever mean, hurtful things you want to say to try to hurt my feelings, but just know, I'm gonna f you up verbally too. So when I hit you harder than you hit me first, don't act like you're the victim, okay? Probably the best example of that was throughout this Twitter interaction when all this backpack shit was going on. I'm arguing with people, we're going roast for roast, just really having some fun. I was having fun with it. And then there was this one woman, took it too far. She would not shut the up, dude. She, by herself, probably tweeted me like 60 to 70 times. And I didn't really care until her last tweet. The last tweet I just couldn't let slide, man. The last thing she said to me was, I don't understand why you have to be such an insubordinate, crybaby little... Should I just have blocked her? My publicist says yes.
His unapologetic stance on social media reinforced the lesson.
All I said, in defense of myself, was, well... Had you not been taking up 2 seats, there would have been room for me to safely secure my backpack in another chair. But as we all know, everybody wants to be a victim now, right? So how did she, the person who started it, react? How could he say something like that? He's body shaming me. Cancel Matt Rife.
Can't cancel me. I'm not your gym membership.
Can't cancel me. I'm not your gym membership. Get the f my feet then. All I wanted to do was complain about my backpack. And now I'm this 13th reason? Okay. Nah, f that. You can count reasons, but not calories. Get the f out of my face, dude. No. Nope. Nope.
When she threatened self-harm, Rife refused to be guilted, delivering a scorching line.
Before any of y'all sit there and even think about taking her side and go, oh, I don't know, Matt. What if word gets back to her that you're still making fun of her weight and it affects her so severely she does something drastic, like hangs herself? How would that make you feel? How'd she get up there?
Whether under theater lights or in digital comments, a heckler who overplays her hand only invites a harsher roast. Enjoying the takedown so far? Hit that like button and let us know which roast had you LOLing the hardest. During Bill Burr's Netflix special, a particularly woke Karen attempted to school him on gender pronouns. Mid-riff sketch about inoffensive insults, she interrupted, insisting he used they-them for a non-binary friend.
Exciting to be doing stand-up outside of my own country. Yeah, no, not because of you. In U.S., everything's so goddamn every joke you tell. Well, what did you mean about that? I didn't go to the gym today. Are you calling me fat? I feel triggered. This is how screwed up my country is right now. Do you know Bryan Cranston, right? That dude did a movie. He played a quadriplegic, and people gave him shit. Being like, why is there an able-bodied person playing a quadriplegic? It's because it's called acting, you dumb
Burr, a master at turning hostile interruptions to his advantage, paused, smirked, then launched into a rapid-fire deconstruction of modern pronoun politics.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what the is going on. But I think white women started it. It's the worst. It's all they do is bitch, moan, and complain. I had no idea how difficult it was to be a white woman in the United States of America. Evidently, it's really difficult.
Without a trace of malice, he laid out a mock glossary. You've got your she, he, your they, them, your zir. He rattled off before dropping the kicker. I'd use whatever pronoun gets you out of my face.
Yeah, they're always bitching. Do you have any idea what it's like to be me? Well, I imagine it would be slightly less awesome than my life. What happened to you today, sweetheart, huh? Did they not chill your rosé? You know? Was the trolley not running down at the mall? What happened?
He then spun a choose-your-own-adventure bit where each pronoun option led to an increasingly absurd outcome.
I'm really fucking annoyed how white women have the fucking balls to throw my white privilege in my face, you know? Sort of separate themselves from these white males with their white male privilege. It's like, you're sitting in the jacuzzi with me. The f*** are you talking about?
By the time he finished, the audience roared, not just at his biting logic, but at the absurd theater of a self-appointed etiquette enforcer getting outwitted by a comedian who refused to bow to the buzzwords.
No, one of my fantasies is I want to drive by like a woman's rally and just say the most sexist shit I can think of, just to watch them lose their minds. And I'll just drive by real slow and be like, yeah, why don't you get back in the kitchen where you belong?
Karen's attempted moral grandstanding lay in ruins, and Burr strolled right back into his next joke without missing a beat. Matt Rife's improv show seemed friendly enough until a Karen tried to turn it into a therapy hour. She interrupted his bit about first dates, lamenting she could really use a session because men never listen. Matt paused, feigned empathy, then invited her to take the stage as his assistant therapist.
Gay? Like gay? Super, yeah, I heard the S. You put 4 S's in front of super. What's your name, man? Andre? Yeah. You're the first white Andre I've ever met in my entire life. What scares you?
The audience tensed. Was he going to actually counsel her? Instead, Matt handed her a notepad and quizzed her like a reluctant psychologist. What brought you here tonight? He asked, watching her stumble. Fear of men? Past trauma?
He's not Freddie Mercury, though. He's gonna be all right.
Are you on prep, Andre?
He is. He's doing just fine.
Do you know somebody who has AIDS? Sounds like she can speak for herself.
Each time she answered, he play-acted taking notes, but then read it back increasingly hilarious diagnoses: chronic mansplaining syndrome, unauthorized feminist rage, and compulsive heckling disorder. He capped it off by prescribing a course of action: 1 dose of listening to a comedian without interrupting, taken every time you use the word therapy on show nights.
Forgive me if I seem a little shaky. I'm doing my best Michael J. Fox impression.
AIDS, you guys. Let me try to get out of it. Jesus Christ, man.
Other than AIDS, what scares you? Girls? Ew, right? Some of them are annoying.
As she slunk back to her seat, the crowd erupted. Matt seamlessly transformed her bid for self-help into a masterclass in comic humiliation, and she left the auditorium with every punchline aimed squarely at her own misguided crusade. Every comedian needs a thick skin and an arsenal of sharp comebacks to survive the unpredictability of live performance. These 10 incidents illustrate that the most effective takedowns blend precise observation, calm confidence, and the willingness to push boundaries, whether on stage or online. Raising the level of discourse with wit rather than wrath not only silences disruptors, but also cements a comic's reputation. If you've ever witnessed a heckler derailed by razor-sharp humor, drop your favorite moment in the comments below. And if you want more insights into the world's top comedians turning interruptions into highlights, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for weekly deep dives into stand-up's greatest triumphs and roastings.